I don't see you.
Yo, what up? This your boy DJ Roby, aka Jada Barber.
And it's me, Vanessa B. Hey, y'all.
What's happening? Welcome to this episode of This is Bananas with our special guest, Elgin's finest, Elgin's own city man, city councilman, Corey Dixon.
Yes, sir.
What's up, everybody? I'm so excited to be here, man. Hello, Vanessa, J. Roby, man. How y'all doing tonight?
We doing good.
How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling splendid.
Yeah.
That boy said he.
Share the good energy. We got you feeling good today. What's going on?
I have a lot happening at my 9-to-5 job, my work. And I manage 2 different teams, and both of the teams they humming.
Oh,
they humming. They getting stuff done. They humming. They getting stuff done. It's just a lesser amount of stress than it has been, and it's a lot of work. But that's what got me happy today because I was in both offices and they was getting stuff done, and so that's what I'm happy about.
Is the 9-to-5 city council?
No, city council is technically part-time.
Okay.
So my 9-to-5 job is I work for the sheriff's office, the Kane County Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
And my role there, long title, is a Senior Assistant Director of Diversion and Reentry Programs.
Okay.
So pretty much, if I just had to summarize that, I work in recidivism. So I work directly with detainees downstairs in our jail.
Gotcha.
I make sure that they have access to therapies, job programs, trainings, just a plethora of things, a lot of resources. So because I want to see them all go home, right? So, but while they are there for whatever they're there for, which doesn't even matter for as far as what I do. So I just want them to leave the jail better than what they came in.
Right.
So with that, over the years, 6 years, almost going on 6 years now, me and the team, we've reduced recidivism by almost 60% in our county, which is bananas.
Yeah.
That don't happen anywhere.
Nah, for real. That is nice.
Yeah, so it's so it's a good situation. Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest with you, Vanessa. Outside of you asking me that question of you got good energy. My energy stay up.
Yeah,
I stay with positive energy.
Okay.
I'm thankful for every day when I wake up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that ain't here. You know what I'm saying? And so
it ain't gotta be a reason.
It ain't gotta be a reason. You know what I'm saying? I just wait for. I'm thankful to God. Man, I get to do this again. I get another shot.
No,
absolutely. Another day above ground is a good day.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure.
So before we start off the show, man, I gotta keep it a buck, bro.
Give me my money. Give me my money.
And I'm a man of my word. You know what I'm saying? Last year we made a bet. Was it last year that we made a bet?
It was last year we made a bet.
Last year we made a bet. And those of y'all know, man, that I go against the grain a lot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
on purpose. Tell them the truth.
Yeah. No, I can't say it's on purpose, but I ain't a hater. Listen, I'm not a hater. I just stir the pot. You understand me?
Why you stirring the pot, man?
I stir the pot because you know what, man? I've never been the type of dude that you just can tell me something I believe it.
Okay.
You understand me, man? I'm the type of person you got to show me. It's like I'm from Missouri. You feel me? You got to show me.
Okay.
Hey,
sometimes the people come off as you just gotta disagree. You just gotta be different than the common belief.
Man, you got to. You definitely.
I want to know why you owe him for a whole year though.
No. It wasn't.
Oh yeah, if it was a whole year, it'd be interest.
It'd be a whole bunch of interest. So me and Corey, we made a bet. You know, we were in the barbershop, we were having a conversation, and got on football, and it got on the Colorado Buffaloes. Everybody seems to think that I hate the Buffaloes. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell y'all first off. I am not a Colorado Buffalo fan. My 3 teams is over there in the particular order: Georgia, Oregon, Florida State.
Which is confusing in itself. 2 college football teams?
3.
Oh, you said Bulldogs, Oregon.
And you don't see the Florida State helmet that's underneath.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then I got 2 Big Ten schools on the other side. I got Michigan and Ohio State, but I don't really care about Michigan and Ohio
You're
State.
You're a football fan.
Yeah.
Hey, you like their colors.
No, I am. No, I'm a legit Georgia, Oregon, and Florida State fan. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, Florida State is ticking me off because they done got smoked. They out of contention for any type of playoff.
Yeah.
Oregon is playing Ohio State this week, and that's going to solidify them winning the Big Ten.
Okay.
And Georgia. They got bumped in a row by Alabama, but Alabama just lost to Vanderbilt. But it doesn't matter because Georgia can see Alabama 2 more times if for the conference championship and in the playoffs to play for the national championship. So that's not a big loss to me.
Okay, I don't know if Bama gonna get there.
Oh, Bama's gonna get there.
I don't know. We may have to make another bet on that one.
I won't bet on Bama. If you would have caught me 2 weeks ago when Bama was playing Georgia, you would have had a bet. But I don't. Yeah,
2 weeks later, they look that much better to you.
Who, Bama?
Yeah.
No, they didn't. I mean, Georgia came back, bro.
No.
Yeah, Georgia had came back. But you know, this year in football has been a complete toss up. Just past Saturday, man. All the ranked teams except for Miami lost. Miami was on the cusp. They won in the final seconds of the game, but it's been upset city. Man, look, NIU beat Notre Dame this year. Who'd have thought that?
Nobody.
Yeah, nobody. You know what I'm saying?
NIU still talking about that win.
Yeah, they still.
It was a month ago. That's right. They're like, we beat Notre Dame.
Do anybody know?
Yeah, they won like one, maybe 2 since then. Yeah. But you would think like you beat Notre Dame, you can beat everybody in the MAC conference, right?
No.
You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't work that way.
It don't work that way.
It don't work that way. Nobody
Especially in college sports. In college sports, you get upsets all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what drives all of college sports.
And you would have thought that Bama would have beat up on Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt came out and stumped Bama in the ground. And you're like, man, Vanderbilt stumped Bama in the ground. How did they have 2 losses? Did you watch that game? Vanderbilt was having a way running the ball, bro. Yeah. And I said to myself, how did they lose to anybody?
You know, listen, I'm wondering how you lost this bet to me right now.
I'm gonna tell you how I lost
because
the bet
you obviously
I'm gonna tell you how
I know he followed these sports like this.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
you follow these. You follow these.
Bets are usually smart. I want to know what happened.
So the bet was that Colorado Buffaloes wouldn't win no more than 4 games. So wise guy Corey was like, I only need 4 games. That's it.
4 games? Okay, well, and I charged them up. You don't know what you're talking about. We went back and forth for probably an hour. And charged them up. And I was like, want to put some money on it?
Yeah.
You know, we kept it cool. We kept it cool. Nothing crazy.
They got to win 4 games.
And they won 4 games.
At least. They have to win at least 4 games.
At least 4 games. So, because I'm a man of my word, y'all see this.
Give me my money.
You can take the fam out there. You know what, man? You know what? It's a stipulation. You got to put this in the collection plate at the
Yo. I need to.
No, I'm just joking.
I'm a tie.
Hey, hold on.
All right. I'm a tie. I'm gonna get my percentage. I appreciate you. A man of your word.
I'm a man of my word. And Colorado won 4 games, and yeah, my foot tastes good in my mouth.
And understand, the church is gonna get 10%.
You always trying to do that, bro.
I know what I be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they came away with two. They came away with 2 biters. But it's all good though. You know what I'm saying? A win is a win, a bet is a bet.
And they really gonna get a couple more.
Hate to say
at least.
I hope they do. I hope
no,
they
you don't.
Let
Man.
me tell you something.
You hate these dudes, man.
No, I don't hate them.
You don't like Dion.
I can't say that I don't like Dion.
You don't like Dion as a coach. Let's say that.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't
Dion
like Dion as a coach.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't like Dion as a coach.
You don't. I don't think you really like Shakur. You know, his son, the quarterback. And we were talking right before we started. We know that you don't really think that Travis is that talented.
Travis is a good athlete. And I'm going to say this first, and y'all hear me say this before we really step into things. Y'all might think I'm crazy, but Travis is going to struggle in the NFL.
Okay. All right.
Travis is going, contrary to what you made, hey man, I done seen plenty of number one draft picks going to the NFL and not succeed.
Yeah, we all have.
Plenty.
We all have. And most of them are quarterbacks, not athletes.
Mm-hmm.
Athletes.
What?
Yeah. Like the top ranked athletes, when they go in the draft, like athletes are still athletes no matter what level you put them on. Now, do they have the skill to survive and the work ethic to get stuff done? That's another thing. Now, I think Travis is going to be successful in the NFL. Now, I'm not going to bet you. I ain't going to charge you up and bet you.
I'm going to say playing what position?
Gentleman's bet right now. All right.
Okay.
Gentleman's bet. I bet you if he plays defense, which I think that's what's going to end up happening. Mm-hmm. Okay. He will be in the running for the rookie defensive player of the year. Ooh. I'm putting that out there right now.
He got a podcast, and I watched it the other day, and he said that he kind of leaning in so many words that he kind of leaning to play more on defense.
Yeah,
because he's not a route runner. He's not a route runner, and it's not me hating. It's just me knowing the game, bro. I know the game. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I'm gonna tell you where I'm coming from.
But he can still play offense.
Defense,
any athlete can play. I'm sorry, Ness.
No, go ahead. No,
any athlete can play whatever position that you put him at. That's just that. You know, okay. Walter Payton threw the ball down the field several times. Right. He wasn't the quarterback. You know what I mean? Julius Edelman, he was a quarterback. Came in down. He was one of the most dynamic receivers in the NFL.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? The middle linebacker right now for Oregon, he starts at middle linebacker, and he's the starting left field for their baseball team.
Right.
Half of Oregon's football team is two sport athletes while in college.
Yeah.
Those dudes run track. They run legit collegiate track and field, and they play football or baseball. They do. So those are athletes too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not impressed by somebody who plays both sides of the ball. I mean, any athlete can do that.
Listen, no, man, it's different. It's different with football, man.
No, it's not different.
Playing both sides of the ball in football is different because of the physicality that's required in every play.
Corey, you played football, right?
I did.
What position did you play?
I played both sides of the football.
There you go.
I'm telling you. Hold on. Mm-hmm. I didn't play every down. There might have been a game or two in high school where I did that. But high school ain't college football. College football ain't the NFL. And he ain't going to be doing that in the NFL. Right? In college football, you can get away with it because he's just so much of a superior athlete than most of the guys. But when he gets to the NFL, he's going to play some offense, probably punt return, maybe some kick return, if anything. Maybe they put him in on a couple of plays on offense. He's going to play some offense, but primarily, I believe he's going to be playing defense, and he's going to turn into one of the best defensive players.
Okay,
that's my prediction. You predict failure. I'm predicting success.
I said yes. I'm not saying like failure, but I say he's going to struggle in the NFL. It's a different game. Because Dion, the reason why I say I don't like Dion as a coach, he didn't develop this man like this, like how he's supposed to be developed. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Okay.
His son Shador. I think Shador would have thrived more at a different school and not under the wing of his father.
It happens all the time, man.
I'm just saying in this situation because again. I don't like Dion as a coach. As a man, that's something totally different. As a coach, he's not developing these individuals. He's just letting them play off of pure athleticism for right now. Because when you get to the next level, it's not going to. position.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything to validate that statement that he's not developing these young men and he's just allowing them to play off of pure talent. I have not seen anything from him that shows that that is all he's doing with these guys. So enlighten me. What is he doing or not doing as a coach that makes you believe that he's not developing players?
He's not a player developer. Goes to the transfer portal. And he gets players that's somewhat already developed. He has not developed anybody who come through the system to come up to develop them and put them out there on the field and say, hey, this is a product. This is what we did. Everybody else, and he would tell you, I don't got time to develop individuals. I go to the transfer portal and I get them. Say that out of his own mouth.
Well, hold on. First, he's only been at 2 schools, and he's only been at each one of them a few years. This is his second year at Colorado. There's not going to be a lot of time afforded to be able to create a system where you're developing.
I got you at the end of the show.
So maybe that's what he's. So maybe that's what you're seeing, right? But I do think, and I was listening to him actually on the way in here when I on the ride in. I was listening to like a short or something like that, and it was of him in the locker room talking to the kids, talking to his team, and he was telling them like, "Listen, 95% of y'all ain't gonna be playing on Sundays. So for y'all that felling in that classroom, you got until next week, or that classroom is going to be all you seeing because you ain't going to be in no more football activities." Now listen, that's a man statement. That's how a coach is supposed to be in college football.
Absolutely.
And that's a part of the development too. So that's like a window into how he approaches his craft, which we know Deion is very serious about football. That's how he approached it when he was in college, and he approached it like that when he was in the NFL. I don't think that man has had an entire lifetime, essentially, in this sport. It's going to get to this point and be like, you know what? I ain't got to put in the work to develop any players. The portal is what the portal is. Everybody is taking advantage of the portal now. And at first, people were upset with Deion for utilizing the portal in the way that he did. But the fact of the matter is that the college football system had been taking advantage of all of these kids forever. So now the players they're empowered. They can move around like they want to. They can get paid, take care of themselves, and take care of their family. And now people want to point the finger at the kids and the portal system in college football. That they weren't the problem. It was college football that was the problem. So Deion didn't create the system that we have. You know, he's just playing the system that he received, because it wasn't the system that he was even used to, that he came up through. So, you know, that Deion, I know you're not a hater, but it sounds like hate. That Deion hate.
No. I think Deion is a hell of a motivator, bro. Straight up. Yeah, he can have a very good career in motivational speaking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's that powerful, man. So enough about Deion. Right. You know what I'm saying? We can go on, man. Let me tell you, I didn't have people like threaten me, man. Like seriously, like they got that, and you know, they turned it into.
I've seen the comments.
I'm ready to black you out about Travis.
They turned it into a thing of black, like he black and you ain't going. Like what? This has nothing to do.
Right.
I'm into sports. I'm not into the color of it. You know what I'm saying? But we can talk about the politics of sports. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of black coaches, man. There is a lot.
There's more now than we've seen. There's more and black quarterbacks now than we've ever seen. I'm talking about the NFL.
Yeah.
And college football, across sports, I mean all levels, you know, when it comes to black coaches and black quarterbacks. But I'm just gonna say this. I want everything black I want to win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Black coach, I want you to win. Black quarterback, I want you to win. Because for so many years, they just dismissed us and said we didn't have the ability. We weren't smart enough. We weren't this enough. We wasn't that enough. And now that we here, man, I'll be damned. I'm sitting around here criticizing black folks in sports.
To speak on that, we've always been here. We always been here. You feel me? So like in we can say any aspect of life, from corporate America to just regular basic things.
Yeah.
The black person has always been here. They just have not been given that shot. Now, once they was given that shot, once they was given that shot to prove themselves, they went on ahead and they did the damn thing, and everybody around looked and said, "How do they do that?"
Or that's just an anomaly.
And then it's not.
It's not.
Because anything in this world that you put a black person in, bro, they're gonna conquer it. So even in the we can take it to the educational
system. And I'm going to go ahead and give a plug right now. Go ahead and make sure y'all register to vote.
Yeah.
We got a black woman vice president running for president, Kamala. Make sure you get registered to vote. Make sure you get out there and support that black woman. All right. I just need to, since we was mentioning black people in roles.
Absolutely. So let me finish my point. We're gonna transition to that because that's why folks have issues. So like when it was in track and field before Jesse Owens went out there, you had the Germans, they was winning track, and then once they put Jesse Owens, he blew everybody out. And you had the gymnastics, they had the white girls and then the Asian girls, and Dominique Dawes came and they was like, who is this?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And tennis, now you got Venus and Serena's. Who is this? Yeah. Then it was a girl who was she was a swimmer. I forget her name, but she was a swimmer. Mm-hmm. Talk about golf, Tiger Woods. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Baseball, Hank Aaron's.
Yeah.
Stature Page.
Mm-hmm. Big ups to Major League Baseball too, because they just integrated the black Major League Baseball stats into the MLB stats.
And who leads in home runs? Hank Aaron. See what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah.
Football. In football, they made it seem like Barry Bryant was like, "Hey man, we want to win. This is Alabama we talking about." Barry Bryant was like, "Hey man, go to them HBCUs and get those kids because we need those kids because those dudes are bigger, they're faster, they're more athletic." Cool. Then there's certain positions that they can't play. What, quarterback? Now what you have in quarterbacks, half of the NFL right now is African American quarterbacks.
Yeah, they about to be all black in the middle.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they put them in a box. So, and these motherfuckers like, dude, I can throw the ball down the field.
But listen, they've been knowing that. They've been knowing that, right? We talk about you're a Florida State fan. I'm a Florida State fan too, right? Charlie Ward.
Yeah.
Right? Awesome quarterback. They wouldn't give him a shot in the NFL. He ended up having to go to the NBA.
Yep.
And he was a pretty decent point guard too when he did, right? What's the name? Williams, quarterback for the Redskins. Well, what used to be the Redskins, right?
Yeah.
He came from Grambling, my alma mater, right? And he was the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl. And after he won the Super Bowl, you know what they said? They said, "Oh well, he was the worst quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl." So it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like this built-in like hate that when we are accomplishing things, instead of us like making sure that we're protecting each other and the cultures that we come from, as black people, like we can't join in with other people in talking bad about ourselves.
Right.
That's my point. That's what gets me about the whole Colorado thing.
We can be critical.
You can be critical. Hey, I'm not saying you can't be critical. Like being critical is absolutely necessary in good spirit.
In good spirit. I do it in good spirit. I don't do it in hate. I do. I don't know. I'm competitive because if I'm not a Colorado, even when Deion Sanders leave Colorado, I'm not a Colorado fan.
None of us will be.
I'm not a. Notre Dame coach is black. I'm not a Notre Dame fan. Michigan coach is black. I'm not a Michigan fan.
Listen, man, I know one Notre Dame fan that's a real Notre Dame fan. Tish Powell, councilman.
Yeah, give it up for Tish Powell. Hey, Tish, I know you still hurting after that NIU loss. You know what I'm saying? NIU head coach is black. I went to school with him, Thomas Hammock. I'm not, but that's not like my squad, man. I'm not. When it comes to empowering our community, yes, I'm all for it. But when it comes to being competitive and I got to pick a side, I'm picking my team.
Listen, pick your teams, right?
Yeah.
And that's all good. The other part of it is that just recognize when something is phenomenal. Recognize when something is great. Like we were watching the game 2 weeks ago in the barbershop when Colorado was playing, and they started off losing, making bad plays, right? And then they started making, and he was talking mad stuff. See, that's why they can't. This is why he ain't going.
And I lost the bet.
And this is why he was talking all this bad stuff, right? But he wanted to say that he playing in the middle, and he just like calling it how we see it. And then they started winning and doing good things well, and I had to call you out, and I was like, hey. Why you ain't saying nothing when they doing things well?
I wasn't oohing and ahhing.
I know.
I wasn't oohing and ahhing.
But when they were making bad plays, you was like, see there? I told you about it. I told you.
Nah. I can't agree. We gotta call the call and let's see what this caller got to say. Thank you for calling this Bananas. What's going on? Hello?
It's like good.
No, not really. Go ahead.
Let me get my push-ups.
Oh my god!
Oh my god! I told you it's Kyrie, man.
Yeah, I know.
About the topic right now.
Yeah, I got you. Hey,
every time the merchant, let's go viral.
All right, the camera won't pick. Hey, the camera won't pick me up doing the push-ups, man.
Don't matter, Corey, right there.
All right,
I'm a count, Kyrie.
He gonna verify for me.
You said I got how many push-ups, man?
You got 7 total.
7 total. All right.
You got 2 for Colorado, 2 for Alabama, and 3 for Dominique. That's the number she picked.
Yo, he petty.
Oh,
man.
word. Dominique stepped in.
Yeah, Dominique stepped in.
All right, let me go and knock out these 7. I'll be right back.
You about to really do these push-ups?
On command. He said they on command.
All right, I'm counting them too. 1, 2, 3. Them short arms. 4, 5. Go all the way down. 6, 7, 8. What you say, Kyron?
Funny.
He gave you one just to have you shut the hell up, Kyron.
You there?
Oh,
yeah.
He said, let's go viral.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
So anyhow, man, I don't ooh and ah kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? But
I don't know. I wasn't there. But the way you don't like Colorado, I see it.
I'm not gonna say I don't like Colorado.
Vanessa. He was in Vanessa.
You don't.
I'm not a Colorado fan.
He was in rare form, Vanessa.
I know.
He was in rare. He was.
Oh man, y'all.
He was going at it. Y'all heard Kyron? He was there. He was on one.
Well, then you should have saw what happened with me with the Georgia game. There was some things flying around down here. There was some things flying around, man. You feel me? Like I lose my mind. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For my squad, but yeah. So yeah, you got me, Kyron. Hey, I'm out of breath and everything, bro. Good thing I got short arms. But back to what we were talking about, man. About you know what I'm saying about our community, and you did strike an issue. You did strike a fact about who's running for office.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm gonna say this, man. I think that's affecting a lot of people, just on the premise of what we were talking about. When you put an African American in the room, they're gonna take over that bad boy. And I think folks fear that, not because so much of it's a woman, but because of what? Not because so much of she's a Democrat, because she's a black woman.
Both, right?
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they scared. You feel me? Because they already know one thing for certain, 2 things for sure. When we enter in the room, when we enter whatever we get into, we take it over at ease.
Yeah. And here's the thing too. So she's black, obviously. She's a woman, obviously. So there's misogyny that's connected to it. Outside of her being outside of her being black, there's misogyny. Some men don't believe that women should be in leadership roles. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've all heard that.
Yep.
I think it's ridiculous.
Very ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't understand how, in 2024 people can still say things like that, but that's a very real sentiment. So she has both of these things working against her to some people. But listen, she is smart. She's competent. She knows what she's talking about. She's already been in the role of vice president, so she knows how things go. She knows how things operate. And also, too, like, as vice president, she hasn't set an agenda. She only can do what the president gives her to do.
Right.
So, so vice presidents, they already are boxed in to this one or maybe two issues that they can work on.
Okay, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because there is a lot of rhetoric that's going on. There's a lot of false information that's going on, and I just had a individual that was on Facebook, and she had posted, these folks is the government, FEMA is only giving the folks from North Carolina $750,
Right.
but giving these migrants $3,500, and if you want this to continue happening, then you vote her into office, and this is what's going to happen. And I'm just like, she ain't got no control over that right now.
Well, first of all, that ain't even true.
Right.
That's not how the money works.
Right.
Right. But someone like Trump who knows media, who knows sound bites, who knows what's that ad lib on that Jay-Z album? Nobody don't know what he says, but it gets the people going.
Yeah.
He knows how to get the people going, right?
Yeah.
So he don't give a damn about what he says. He just wants to create chaos and turmoil, even if it's not beneficial to him, just to keep himself on the spotlight. So he and his team throws out this ridiculous thing saying, well, they're giving the migrants X and they're only giving you Y. And people are taking that and running with it like that's the way that it works, when really that's not the way that it works. These are two separate budgets.
Right.
Two separate budgets.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he also said, well, they're not responding to the calls of the governors, of the elected officials in the state where the hurricane hit, which isn't true. And those same elected officials came out like, yeah, I just talked to Joe. Joe called us before the hurricane even hit and told us, listen, I already signed the declaration. And so whatever you need beyond that, you just let me know and it's yours. But he gonna go out there because he got the microphone.
Right.
He gonna go out there and say something crazy. And listen, man, excuse me, man, I don't know what it is about. I don't know if it's everybody else, because I ain't nothing else but black, right?
Right.
Man, we love a good conspiracy theory. I swear to God, we love a conspiracy theory. And listen, I ain't even gonna say like there's no truth to some stuff, because you got to have a little bit of truth in order for to make like the larger part look good.
Yeah,
okay,
absolutely,
man. But there are so many just lies that be going around, and people be taking it and running with it, and it's like, yo, there's no truth to that. There's no evidence of that. Like,
right.
What we doing?
What do you think about the Trump getting shot? You think that's a conspiracy that he set it up? No,
man, I think he was really about to get capped.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. I'm not even going. Yeah. That I don't know that little white dude.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, I don't know what's up with him, and he seemed like a lone wolf. It seems crazy. You think this kid trying to kill potentially, former president, potentially the next president, and he goes through all of that and
misses.
Yeah, but is it really crazy though how he was sitting up there on the roof and people see him and they pointing at him and they telling the Secret Service about him, and he was up there for 20-30 minutes before anything happened? Listen, I can't explain it, right? But I'm not going to automatically place it in a conspiracy theory bucket. I just listen, it's weird.
Very.
I don't know how that could happen, but do I think the bullets was real? Absolutely. Do I think he really got hit in the air? Hit in the ear by some glass or something. I don't know if the bullet hit him. If the bullet hit him, I think it'd be a little bit different. But was that real blood? I think so.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He took advantage of that moment.
So you are alumni of Larkin High School.
Elgin High.
Oh, you alumni of Elgin High?
Yeah.
Man, we done became more friends, bro. For some reason, I thought you was.
I was at Larkin. No, I was at Larkin. Actually, I was at Larkin for 4 years.
Uh-huh.
How did that math work?
Okay.
Yeah, I was at Larkin for 4 years.
Uh-huh.
I was a terrible student. I barely went to class. I went to school, didn't go to class.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I hung out in the streets and found myself in a situation where I didn't have enough credits to graduate.
Ooh.
All I did, I partied, played sports for as long as I could until those report cards came out.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yeah.
Now I ain't got the sports. Now I'm just hanging out. So I didn't really take high school serious. I knew that I would get out of high school and I would go to college. I don't know why I was thinking that, but that's how I was thinking back then. And I just took so when I didn't have enough high school credits, I was dating this girl at the time. Her name was Melanie McCormick. Do you remember Melanie?
No.
Okay, I was dating this girl, right? And her mother came to me one day, and her mother was like, Corey, she knew I was running the street. She was like, Corey, I know what you're doing. But I'm going to tell you, if you want to date my daughter, you got to get your papers together. And God rest her soul, Mrs. Barbara King, she was a principal, right? Once in U46, but out in the Aurora area, I think.
Okay.
For sure. But yeah, she was like, you want to date my daughter, you got to get your papers. I'm like, Miss King, what is the papers? And she was like, well, you got to get your high school diploma, you got to get your college degree, you got to get a car note because you got to have good credit if you want to be with my daughter.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, okay,
she put it on you, huh?
She put it on me, right? And so I'm young and dumb, and I'm like, all right, I'll listen to her. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get myself together. She's like, well, I'm gonna hook you up with somebody, and we're gonna get you straight. And I said, okay. So they hooked me up with Joyce Fountain. Okay.
Hey, Joyce.
Yeah, shout out to Joyce. You know what I'm saying? And Joyce, for those that don't know, Joyce isn't doing well right now.
Right.
So keep her in your prayers. But
for sure,
Joyce was my saving grace along with Miss King. Joyce took me out for breakfast and told me about myself. And
a complete stranger.
Yeah.
Now think about this. Hold that thought.
Yeah.
A complete stranger came to you and told you about yourself because you wasn't doing right. In 2024, if I was to go approach a kid and say, hey man, let me talk to you, they won't receive it like that.
No, they won't. These kids different. Some will.
I'm sorry, I mean to stop.
No, but that's true. That's true. But in this situation, they were friends. They were sorority sisters, as a matter of fact. And she told her about me. She pulled me aside. We went out to breakfast. She told me about myself, and I believed her and listened to her. And they helped me get transferred from Larkin to Elgin High. I had to go to summer school first. So I got to summer school. I aced out my classes, and they helped me get transferred over to Elgin High. And I aced out the remaining of my classes that year. And then I graduated in May. So it took me 5 years to graduate high school. So when I hear people be talking about like, oh man, I can't do this. Man, you could do anything you put your mind to. You know what I'm saying? Because long story short, I was the first in my family to go to college. But where I came from, from the situation I was coming out of, nobody was going to college.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was trying to run up in the street. I was trying to run in the streets after my older brothers. I wasn't going to be here. You know what I'm saying? But thankfully, like, God had his hand on me. He put some people in my life that really have helped me and propelled me. And I'm just super thankful for it, man. So I can go on and on and on, but
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's good, man. That Joyce came in and then she was your saving grace. Yeah. So, given what you went through, you graduating from Elgin High School, you go on to college, you go to where?
Grambling.
You go to Grambling. You go to Grambling State. With an HBCU. You know what's crazy, man?
What?
I didn't even get accepted.
Really?
I didn't.
Oh.
My grade point average was that damn bad that I couldn't even get into Grambling.
Bro, it couldn't have been worse than mine.
I was a 1.8.
Oh, dang, it might have been. Listen, I aced out my final year in high school, and I graduated with a 2.0 on the dot.
On the dot.
Yeah.
I did not know what a grade point average was until my second semester of junior year in high school.
Yeah, I think I knew, but I was like, it ain't gonna matter.
I just figured I played football, and if I played football and run track, if I was eligible, then you know what I'm saying, it was all good. But nobody had the conversation with me like, hey man, because we didn't have college people. We didn't have people to go to college in my family. You know what I'm saying, like that, to say, hey, you play sports, you pretty good. What you plan on doing? But when they did ask me that, I always responded, oh, I'm gonna go to Florida State. I thought it was just as easy as you. Yeah. Just like you just signing up and going. I never knew that there was more to it. I never knew there was an ACT test. I never knew there was an SAT test. None of that, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? So me taking those standardized tests, I just bombed them because my mind wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody ever put the pressure on what a GPA was when I was going to school. Like, I didn't know how important it was. I just thought it was like another standard number that they go by. You know how in school they'd be like, your reading number is this, and you're reading at this level, like whatever. I just thought it was a number.
Yeah, I knew that the GPA was important. And listen, I'm swear to God, I'm bring y'all into my mind. You know, 25, 30 years ago. And I knew that the GPA was important. And I calculated in my mind, I said, I'm going to have fun for these next few years. And I had two different sets of friends. I had a set of friends who were preppy, you know, played sports, good guys, you know. And then I had my street dudes, you know. And to this day, we all still friends to this day, right?
100%.
But I said, man, I'm about to enjoy myself. I hope no kids is listening to this, because I don't want nobody to do this. I'm not trying to glorify anything. But yeah, I said to myself, I said, I'm gonna have fun for these next, you know, years in high school, and then I'm gonna hit a switch and I'm gonna go to college and I'm gonna become studious. I told myself this. And so my friends who were, you know, on the right path, and they'd be studying, I'd be like, man, y'all lame, man. Y'all just wasting y'all time, man. They was like, Corey, you ain't gonna do this, you ain't gonna do that, I'd be like, man, I'm gonna be fine, man. Watch, you just watch, I'm gonna be fine. Long story short, I get out of high school, I get to college, I hit a switch. And I turned into a student. No sports, no anything. I just dove in them books. I read everything I can get my hands on. I stayed in the library. Matter of fact, I got a job, work study, because I was low income. So I got this work study program through the government, and they paid me to work on campus. So I did so working at the library. So I'd be at the library doing my work. Absolutely. Had access to all the African American books, because that's the library I worked in. And I just... But it wasn't that I was, you know, ever stupid or didn't have the ability. It was I didn't really have that structure once my father died to really do what I needed to do. So
absolutely. So once you graduated college, or while you navigating through college, is that when you said, I want to get into politics?
No.
So walk me through, walk me through your college experience leading up until how you got into politics.
Yeah. So number one, I never thought about going into politics until maybe a few years before I actually did it. Okay. Family never talked about voting. Family never talked about politics. I couldn't have told you the difference between a Democrat, a Republican, an independent, or anything else. I could never have done that for you, right? I was a business major, business management, and I had just completed my junior year, and I needed some additional credits going into my senior year to be able to graduate. So I ended up staying on campus for a part of the summer so that I can, you know, take care of a couple of classes. And in Louisiana, where we were at, it's central Louisiana, and it's super hot. I mean, you can't go outside during the daytime sometimes. It's so hot.
That's crazy.
That sun and that humidity
crazy.
in Louisiana is different, you know. So on one of these days where it was just super hot, it was exhausting or whatever, and I used to do this thing where I used to sit on my floor. That's where the cold air would be, you know what I'm saying, in these dorm rooms. And I would sit on my floor. And I don't know what I was going through at the moment, but I was like, I didn't know what I was going to do after graduation. You know, I was like, you know, I want to be a businessman. You know, maybe I'll work for a bank. You know, maybe I'll do this. I start my own business or whatever. I really didn't know what I was going to do, but I knew what I needed to do to get that direction. So I got on my knees and I prayed. And I prayed to God like I had never prayed before, I believe. And I just really just was like God, like I think I have a lot to give this world.
Yeah.
I just don't know what direction I should go in. So if you can just please like show me what I need to be doing, and that's what I'm gonna do. This is all I got, because I can't go back home and sit at mama crib. That ain't gonna work. You know what I'm saying? I can't just go back and sit in, you know, some of the same environments I left to get away from. Like, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna be dead or in jail. So I prayed that prayer, and that night I had a dream. And that dream was it gave me signs or signals of the direction I needed to go in. But one of the things was I was in a suit. I was in front of a microphone, and I was talking to a bunch of people, and that was a part of it. And I was like, And then like later on, like shortly after that, I came across an opportunity because I was involved in a campus ministry where they were like, hey, Corey, can you go and mentor over at the Boys and Girls Club, you know, in Ruston, which is right next door, home of Louisiana Tech. And I was like, yeah. So after praying that prayer, waking up, having this dream, not really like putting a whole lot into it, but just knowing that this dream was probably related to my prayer. And then shortly after that, I started volunteering at the Boys and Girls Club, and I enjoyed it so much. I was like, why am I even a business major? I should be doing something else in the community. And that's when it clicked. It was like, oh, I enjoy helping people more than I do making money. That's what I'm going to do with my life. I'm going to figure out a way to help as many people as I can, as much as I can. And that's just what I'm going to do. So that's when I started thinking about it more and more and more. And then I think it was the next year when Obama came on the scene. That was the first black dude that I saw. I think he did like the Democratic National Convention. And I was like, oh, that dude's special. So between like being inspired, you know what I'm saying, by his words, you know, and the prayers and like my actual activities of volunteering and just like learning that part of me that I didn't know and I hadn't discovered before. That's what led me down the path of saying, like, I think I want to run for office. Didn't know what office, didn't know the difference between, you know, all the offices. So when I did finally come home, I started volunteering like crazy. And then I got a fellowship eventually down the road for Obama's reelection campaign. And then I started getting involved in leadership programs. So I did U46's leadership program. I did the Chamber of Commerce's U46 program. I joined a bunch of different boards and commissions. I was on the Planning and Zoning Commission. I was on the Greater Family Health Board. I had started up my own thing. Like, I was just like pouring myself out into the community, making connections, networking, just all organically. You know, I didn't know what it was going to lead to, and actually applied to be on U46's board. They had a vacancy, and I made it to the final round, and but I didn't end up getting it. But that was a blessing in disguise, because it was shortly after that, 6 months, maybe a year, where I was like, I think I want to run for city council. And that's when I reached out to Tish, because I knew Tish, you know, and she set me down. And I also, you know, shortly after I came home, I kind of skipped over this part. I sat down with Bob Gilliam, who had been on city council for forever, but that was a connection through Joyce Fountain, right? And we talked about it then when I first came home from school. Fast forward, after all the volunteerism and all that kind of stuff, I sat down with Tish. We talked about it, and from there, like, things just took off. So that's how I got into it. It was through prayer and just organic.
So being a councilman, I would think that carries a heavy burden.
Sometimes, yeah.
You know, you did recently just run for city for the mayor of Elgin.
Yeah.
Take me through that, because in my mind, I'm like, there is no way you can not become the mayor of Elgin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You had the support, you had the folks out here campaigning, and I don't know, what happened with that.
Yeah, and there's the politics that you see, and then there's the politics that you don't see.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's a different world, man.
Gotcha.
You know. Now, I garnered 43% of the vote. And so the vote count difference was about 1,500 between me and my opponent. My opponent been on city council, and in the mayoral position for around 20 years or so. I'm on my second term on city council. But I never thought about losing. I never think about losing, right? So I never even thought about losing, right? All I think about is winning and positivity, and and I just keep it moving in that direction. But yeah, I came up short because there's politics within the politics, and then also too, I think that some people just thought I had it in the bag, like what you just said, right? Corey got this. There's no way, right? So I think that some folks didn't get up and even go to the booth, because some people think that your vote don't count. Man, your vote counts so much in local politics. Like, there's nothing in local politics. Like, you can win a whole election by a vote, less than 10 votes. That happens all the time.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So when people don't think that their vote counts, that really hurts, because I'm like, man, your votes absolutely count. So that process, it was devastating. It was hurtful. Of course, you never want to lose at anything.
Absolutely.
But it was a great experience, because you get to find out who with you. You know what I'm saying? If you who you with? You get to really find out who gonna ride with you, right?
Absolutely.
And and everybody is not built like that. Some people, they flip and they turn and all kinds of stuff, man. So it was a great experience in that I went through the process. I know the ropes, and even though it didn't go my way, listen, I'm blessed, man. Like, I got a great life.
Would you round to it?
You know what? I'm never going to. I can't commit to round 2 in it, because I have a re-election.
Gotcha.
And I'm not taking a re-election for granted.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to look past re-election. So my stopping orders right now is to deal with the business at hand, and then if God say so, then I'm gonna go the direction that He wants me to go.
So being a part of this, I'm sorry, go ahead, Nancy.
I just wanted to ask, just briefly, if you can talk about voting locally. Because I feel like a lot of people focus so much on the big election and don't even know that there's local things going on, local people that we as a community can not control, but we have a say so in as well. Yeah. So how often is these local votes?
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years.
Every 2 years, and for us, it's every 2 years in April.
Okay.
First Tuesday in April. Every 2 years.
So when's the next 2 years?
So the next one is this coming April.
Okay.
And in that you are not just voting for city council, you're voting for school board, you're voting for township, you're voting for positions that affect that meet you at your doorsteps.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it affects you, these local positions, school board, city council, trustees or whatever, they affect you immediately. The codes and the laws that we enact, those things go right into play. You know what I'm saying? So people don't really understand that.
Exactly.
They think, they voted in November, that's good enough. That's not good enough.
It's not.
First of all, you shouldn't just vote just to say you voted. You need to vote for people and then make sure they do what they said they was going to do when they was campaigning. You know what I'm saying? That's one. That goes across, federal and local. But then they don't vote for the local, right? You gonna have millions of people coming out and voting for the federal election.
Right,
okay.
exactly.
And you're gonna have, some thousands come out and vote just for, the local. And so it's a huge drop off.
Just because a lot of people don't know. Like, it sounds so simple to us because we in it, like we know people who are in these positions, so we know when it's coming. We know what's out there. But a lot of people, like, may still be in the environment like that you speak of, that we all have came from, and just don't know that there are local votes that we can vote on.
Yeah.
Is it the same as federal where you have to register to vote? Vote in April? Yeah.
Yeah, if you're just registered to vote, you're registered to vote.
Oh, okay.
So it's not like you got to do a separate registration.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that one registration will cover all of that. So you don't have to, right? So when it comes to those local elections, you're going to still get stuff in the mail. You're not going to see as many commercials because, we ain't got the budgets to do all that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you're going to get stuff in the mail. You're going to get people knocking on your door. You're going to see signs, around the community and things of that nature. Like, those are like the indicators that this election is here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, but you can always, the easiest place to go, normally it's right to your county's website. And click on the elections. And it'll tell you all the people who are running for office, right? And sometimes it'll have a link that'll go to like their website or their bio and things of that nature. And then you always got Google too as well. So you can do that. But I would, let me just mention this one thing too about my mayoral election. One of the things that I learned is at the end of the day, it's all on you. And it's not like you didn't know that before, right? But I didn't get the results I wanted because I also need to make some changes and do some things differently, right? So it's not on the world, right? Politics is an individual sport to a certain degree, and so it's so you either get it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? So it falls on me, and and I've taken the time to like look at myself, like, what could I do better? Right? What could I do differently? All those kind of things. So I just want to, and thinking about this conversation, I want to mention that because I don't want people to go out, people to be thinking that it's somebody else's fault. No, it falls on me at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But going back to the local politics stuff and, the local voting, that's really where it's at for me. I vote on all levels, and I tell people, I got a saying, I was like, we can't be friends if you don't vote.
Got you.
That's one of my sayings to folks.
I like that.
Well, to piggyback on what you said, because it was a question that I was going to ask a minute ago.
Yeah.
How important is it for you to keep and how do you keep your NIL in good status with the community? Because people just think NIL is something money, but for y'all who don't know, NIL stands for name, image, and likeness. That's what NIL stands for. It's like a popularity type of thing. So So how do you keep your NIL relevant and conducive to the people that you need to get these votes?
Yeah. How do you keep? That's a really good question. For me personally, and I can't speak for everybody, like for me, I want to be impactful. I want to do things and be a part of things that are going to really have not just an immediate impact, but a lasting impact on the community.
Absolutely.
So, for example, I may work on something for years for it to come, and it may take years. It's going to take years for it to get there, but when it hits, that's like, oh, that's beautiful. Let me give you an example, right? We, for years, were complaining about a program in our city, from the police department called Operation Homefront. In this program, what they essentially did was they knocked on doors of kids who were getting in trouble in school. The police would just show up at their door, and so you see a police officer, you black or brown, you see a police officer showing up at the door is usually a problem.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
So people felt like they were being harassed and intimidated and all this kind of stuff through this program. A lot of people were upset. People came to city council meetings. They were really upset. People said, get rid of it, all kind of things. And so I took like everything I was hearing from our chief to our community members to the city council members, city staff. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to just be loud and just talk about what I don't like about it. Like I'm gonna figure out a solution to this, right? And figure something out. Long story short, a couple of my best friends in the world decided that they wanted to have a conversation with the chief. Right. So shout out to my boy Keith Ligon. In the streets they call him Bree. He was a dude that was in the streets. They had the other ones, and but so him, Aaron Cobbs, who I know we're super cool. Anyways, they had a conversation with the chief about it, and then I had a conversation. Anyways, we ended up all coming together and we created a program called YEP. With its youth empowerment program. And this program replaced Operation Homefront. Okay. So there's no more police just showing up randomly at people's doors. Okay. And this is a mentor program, and it's based out of Larkin High School. And instead, we have mentors who come in and help the kids figure out life and address all the issues so that they never have to come into contact with the police. But this program is in partnership with the police, but it's a different type of relationship. It's with the rope officers, it's with the officers that they have in the schools and stuff like that. So that's like a long-term, impact. A few years ago, I recruited we always have black businesses here in our town, right? And we'll have them, the next thing you know, they'll be gone. There's only a couple of black businesses that have been here forever, and they both are in the hair care industry. You know what I'm saying? Bees have been here forever, right? And what's Sandra's shop? This is it, right? Like those type of business, they've been staples, but there's been plenty of businesses that have been black-owned restaurants and night spots and all kind of stuff throughout the years, but they don't end up lasting. And what I heard a lot was we don't have the support.
Coleman's is still hanging in there. Right?
Yo, hey, I saw a white dude come up in there the other day and order a rib tip meal, the rib tip special. I said, oh, they ain't going nowhere. They got the white dude in there ordering a rib tip special. I seen Latino guys come up in there ordering the food. I said, oh, they ain't going nowhere. Yeah, it's good for them.
It sucks because if this is what I thought a while ago, man, and it sucks because I feel like if you're a black owned business, you can't market to the black community because for one,
go ahead, I'm listening.
For one, this is just my opinion. Yeah. For one, the black community is not big, so it's probably in Elgin, in the city of Elgin alone. I don't think it's no more than 7,000 black people in the city of Elgin. I could be wrong.
7%, 7 to 8%. It's a population.
7 to 8%. I just looked at the census. The census was like 114. So 7% of 114 is like what?
Do the math.
Do the math. It's like 6 something, right? Yeah. Less than 6 something. So you got in a city of 114,000, you got 6,000 black people, and you want your business to thrive. Because you're catering to the black, you want your business, you catering to black people. I think you kind of got to open up that spectrum to broaden it because you only got 6,000 versus the Latino community that's got 54,000.
Well, this is part of it is a numbers game. I'm not going to deny that, right? But if you have a good product, you got a good service, You have your business is well run, right? Because that's what it comes down to. Good service, good product, well ran. That's what you need in order to survive, no matter what you look like. Now, if you got a business that's just catered, specifically towards black people, like in service or in product or whatever, like you can do a little bit different. But if you got a restaurant, listen, I don't see no ads from Coleman asking for black people to come up in there. They selling rib tips.
Yeah, they selling rib tips.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody like rib tips.
They're not. Everybody, listen. I'm just saying, right? It's just. Listen, man. If you see a lot of other people going into spots like Coleman, JJ Fish, what's the other one? Oh, what's the other? Spanky's. Oh, yeah. No, I don't.
Spanky's is not black owned.
They not. The Middle Eastern or something like that.
And
right?
they don't even eat fried chicken.
Yeah. So it's a little bit different, but culturally, food matters, right?
Yeah.
But I think if you got a well-ran business, you have a higher likelihood of surviving.
True.
Yeah.
Even if the black population is low.
Yeah.
But still, like what I was hearing was we don't have the support. Like business, they not just talking about patrons and people that's gonna purchase things or the service or whatever. Like we don't really have the support. We don't get this. We don't get that. We don't get this, and like the list just goes on and on and on. So I took that, hearing it, right. Long story short, I recruited the small black minority chamber of commerce to come into the city, right, and that. They're located downtown, kitty corner from Lincoln Avenue Barbershop. Inside, within the Chamber of Commerce that we already have established, there's a black woman and her team, and they work specifically with the black businesses now in the community. They partner a lot with African American Coalition of Kane Cali, so Shirley Bassett in the team, and they put on events. I mean, they have a mixer this Saturday. My cousin, who's a dermatologist, who just moved back home, he went to school here in Elgin, but he just opened up his own practice out in Algonquin, down the road from here, and he's hosting the next one in November. You know what I'm saying? So that. So that is going to have a long-term impact, getting back to your question, right? So I like to invest myself in things that are going to have a long-term impact. And so I'm not worried about like staying relevant. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not really so much worried about that. I'm going to do the work.
Well, I say that because, in this small town, in this small big city, right?
Yeah.
In this small big city, there is we have city council. We don't have aldermen, right?
Right.
City council, right?
We're citywide, yeah.
Citywide. There's how many councilmen?
9.
There's 9 councilmen. I only know of 2.
Yeah.
Help me to figure out why I only know of 2.
Because they black. What you joking for?
Okay. Well, I get
we
that.
Black. Yeah.
Y'all black. But but I should know.
You should.
I should know the other 7.
Yeah.
I don't know the other 7. What do they partake in to keep their NIE? I'm not saying that we're bashing them here. You feel me?
No,
I'm just trying to figure out who these folks are because I only know of 2.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if I can fully answer that question. I'll try my best though. I think that people live in their own worlds. I think we all do to a certain extent. And even if you are in politics, I think you could also still just live in your own world and only be with the people that agree with you, or only be with the people that you are familiar with. I think that's, people who are in politics are no different than everybody else. And we hold them or us, to a higher standard. But yeah, I think it just really comes down to you're around what you've been around. Yeah. And me, like growing up here, I've been around everything. Right. So you're gonna see me with us. You're gonna see me with our Latino brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see me with our white brothers and sisters, or Middle Eastern brothers and sisters, or our Asian brothers and sisters. Like I truly love everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love me. I love being black. I love our culture. I definitely love black people. You know, I'm married to a black woman. I'm raising black young ladies. You know, so I can love myself, but still I feel comfortable going into all these other rooms with people who don't have the exact same background in me, because I really do truly believe that we got, at the end of the day, we got more in common than not.
100%. And with that being said, you know, we talk about name, image, and likeness, right?
Yeah.
And because you have to hold up name, image, and likeness, you and I, there was some stuff that took place.
Yeah.
I would think, was that back in the wintertime or early? There was a situation that took place, you know, and I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of like, you know, you my frat brother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, and I heard your name come up in this situation.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, say it ain't so. You know, I said, let me reach out to my brother just on the strength of, I know what you got going on. You and I had a conversation, and this conversation the conversation that we had, it was about the One Fitness Center.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And apparently, a close friend of yours and Marcus Banner, I don't know what happened. It used to be the One Fitness Center, but now a friend, your best friend, ended up getting that unit. And your name came up in this situation.
Right.
You being my frat brother, you being a friend of me, I came to you and was like, hey man, what's going on? Right. And you told me your side, and you told me your side, and I said, well, at the end of the day, bro, what you may have to do is clear your name, because you have a lot to lose as a councilman, you know, a politician, because people can try to use this madness against you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, if you wanna talk about what transpired, because you know more in depth of what transpired, and tell your truth, please do. You know, because you know, like I said, I came to you like, hey man, right. But ain't so.
Yeah, and when you came to me too, you were like, man, like, did that happen? You know, and I kind of looked at him side eyed, and I was like, nah, man, that didn't happen. I didn't do anything like that. Right? And you know, and I think just it was a fair question, because I think that the way that it was framed by Marcus, it made it seem like I did everything, like I had a hand in it. And the fact of the matter is that I didn't. I had nothing to do with it. And so, and I've never even spoken about it, right? I didn't make a post. I didn't, you know, do a video or do anything like that. I just sat back and just let him talk and just watched. I didn't bash the brother, you know, because this is what, you know, some people may know. There's no, I don't have a rivalry with Marcus. Marcus is not, I don't look at Marcus like competition. I actually love the brother. And I think that whatever, you know, his deal is with me, that's personal for him. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm not in his head, right? So I don't know what that man is feeling, what that man is thinking, or anything like that. But I just know that I ain't got nothing but love for the brother, even to this day. So just to, you know, think of asking the question. So I'll speak on it though, and just give a, you know, some highlights. It was Super Bowl Sunday last year. Okay, Super Bowl Sunday last year, or earlier this year, rather. And I'm over my friend's house, Ron Richardson, lifelong friend, right? One of my best friends. And me and the rest of our guys, we sitting around too. Halftime of the Super Bowl, we upstairs, we talking, laughing, or whatever. My friend, who's a professional bodybuilder, was like, hey guys, I got some news. We're like, what's going on? I'm thinking he about to tell me, because he just bought a house, him and his girl living together. I'm thinking he about to tell me he got a baby on the way or something like that. And he was like, I got my gym. And we looked at him and we was like, congratulations. Like, that's what's up, man. Congratulations. Where's his gym? And he was like, man, it's going to be in Elgin. He was like, I wanted to put it in Elgin because that's where I'm from. That's where we from. I may not live in Elgin no more, but I'm going to invest back in the community.
Okay.
And we was like, man, that's dope. Like, that's great, man. So I was like, where is it? He was like, it's on the west side. It's over there by Butira. I was like, on the west side by Butira? By Big Timber? He was like, yeah. And I was like, and I'm scanning in my mind because I know the city. Like, it's a map in my mind, right? So somebody say so. I'm scanning and I'm like, what space? It's over there. Like, there's no space over there. Right. Yeah. About, what I'm saying, about an unemployment, place or whatever. And he was like, no, that's gonna be it's gonna be right next to Butera in that other gym that's over there right now. And I was like, at One Fitness? He was like, yeah. I'm like, how you getting in there? I'm like they already in there. What you mean? He was like, well, the landlord says that he doesn't want them in there. He wants somebody that wants a long-term lease.
Okay.
So I said, really? He said, yeah. I was like, have you talked to Marcus? He was like, yeah, I've been talking to Marcus. Now, Super Bowl was like February.
Yeah.
He said he was talking to Marcus like the previous year. Like, hey, I've been in the market looking for a space. Me and my realtor, I'm in contact with your landlord, and she's trying to give me, your place. I just want to, we cool. So I just wanted to let you know. What I didn't know was that Ron and Marcus has known each other for years.
Okay.
Now, I ain't saying they best friends or anything like that, but they knew each other.
Gotcha.
And they knew each other long enough and good enough to where when that landlord reached out to his realtor on the strength, he called Marcus to let Marcus know, like, yo, your landlord is shopping your space.
Right.
And the story that I got back was, Marcus was like, well, nobody wants this space because it's going to cost too much money. And it's too expensive, so nobody's ever going to actually go for it. So, so Ron was like, okay, and at the time he didn't go for it, and I guess the landlord just kept on working it, and one day, it worked out, but I didn't find out that these things were even happening, transpiring, or anything like that until Super Bowl Sunday when he told me he already had the space. So Ron is my boy, and I got nothing but love for him, and I support him. Iron Lab Gym is there right now, y'all, so go out there and check it out. It's a state-of-the-art gym.
It's a nice gym.
It's a nice gym.
I thought I was about to check it out.
Yeah.
Some days. I've been trying to look for a new gym.
How did your name get thrown into this pot?
Marcus. He threw it in there. I don't know why he threw it in there. From the outside looking in, I'm thinking that he's believing that I put my boy up to getting that space. Well, number one, that's a private matter. The city doesn't have anything to do with these spaces, with these private contracts.
Okay.
I didn't know what Marcus' situation was. That's one. Two, like, I'm not in the gym business. You know what I'm saying? That's not my business. You know what I'm saying? I go to a gym, but I'm not in the gym business.
Right.
So I don't have any money tied up in this thing or anything like that. This was just my boy's dream to have a gym. And if anybody's known Ron, you know what I'm saying? And Ron is a lifelong, Elgin resident. Ron has been swole his whole life from Pop Warner, taking the Elgin Steelers to win a championship back when we were in middle school. Like, this dude's always been a phenomenal athlete and just built in a different way. And so he's a professional bodybuilder. This is his dream. He finally accomplished his dream. And, so me and the boys, we here to support him. But at that any point, did I have anything to do with him getting that? No, man.
Gotcha.
And listen, I wouldn't. First of all, like Marcus obviously got an issue with me, right? But even if I have an issue with somebody, which honestly I ain't really got issues with most folks, because I really don't care enough to be catering to folks, or if somebody got a problem with me, that like, come and talk to me if you got an issue with me, right? But other than that, if you don't come and talk to me, we ain't really got no issue. We ain't really got no beef. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't come and talk to me, like, it's whatever. And but it's just, man, it's a messed up situation, because you don't want the community to lose that space,
right?
Because it was a place where kids can go to learn how to fight and box and do all kind of stuff, or just to hang out, to get off the streets, right? And you don't want to see that happen.
And you was also a part of the ribbon cutting ceremony there, correct?
Yeah, I wasn't just a part of the ribbon cutting ceremony. I helped Marcus initially get the gym. See, what some people don't know is that I've always helped Marcus. You know what I'm saying? He could hit me up at any time and tell me if he needed something, or he needed if it was information, or just a point in the right direction, or a connection. I always did it and didn't even think twice. Like, so when it came to that space, I remember when he wanted the gym, he was trying to find a space, and he believed he had found a space, and so he called me, and he was like, "Hey, I need some help. I think I found a space. Now I got to start dealing with the city. Can you help me?" I was like, "Yeah, for sure." So I connected him with some people in the city, and sped up what I think sped up the process for him. Next thing you know, he was in the gym, and then even while that was happening, Marcus, he didn't like the sheriff of Kane County who was running for office, right? And I was supporting this guy, right? Who I work for right now. And I said, Marcus, this is a good dude, and he's going to do everything he said he was going to do.
That's Hayne, right?
That was Hayne, right? Okay. Sheriff Hayne. And so I said, man, this is a good dude. He's going to do everything he said he was going to do. And normally, nobody's going to believe that, because what politicians say and everything, people going to be like, yeah, you're going to do everything you say. Like, no, that's not how that works, right? So I said, Marcus, so Marcus had an issue with him, or issues with him. I said, Marcus, I think you're doing to him what people do to you, which is write you off and not really get a chance to know you, right? Because Marcus is smart. Marcus, he does have a good heart, so we will help people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna bash this brother. You know what I'm saying? And talk down against him. Like, I got nothing but love for him. You know what I'm saying? So I said to him, I said, listen, man, you doing to him what you talk about people doing to you. So I'm just gonna call a spade and just say, like, I think that's bogus. Like, you should sit down and talk to him. And if you sit down and talk to him, and you don't get the answers that you need, and you still feel this way, cool, but at least give that man a chance, right? He did. We actually all sat down, had breakfast, right? He sat down. Marcus was firing off of his questions, right? Ron was, answering them back. And he was like, okay. Long story short, that meeting led to Marcus developing a program to mentor the young men inside of the Kane County Jail, right? And so he got a contract with the sheriff after that conversation to go downstairs into the jail and start mentoring the young men, right? I didn't even know that even happened until some months later, when Ron approached me and asked me to come join his administration, the sheriff's office. Okay. When I got on, he was like, okay, Corey, these are your responsibilities. One of them was the contract with Marcus. And I was like, oh, he's been in here. It's like, yeah, he's been in here mentoring and stuff like that. I get in, get settled, get acclimated, check out the program. The guys love him, right? They love seeing him come down there. And he could teach them how to work out, talk about life with them also. So everything was Gucci, right? It was great, right? And It was short-lived. I think maybe 9 months later, something like that, it broke down, and he didn't want to, continue with the program, or couldn't for whatever reasons. And but yeah, but that money that he was making from the contract was helping fuel that dream of opening up that gym.
Gotcha.
So that's just to, bring it full circle. So I was never against this brother, helped him get the gym, through that connection, helped him what he ended up getting on his own, which is that contract, with the sheriff to do that good work. And all these things culminated in that ribbon cutting. And at the ribbon cutting, he actually gave me an award and told the story about how I brought it all together with helping him get the building and connecting him with Ron, and Ron was there himself there cutting it, and Tish was there, and it was a great day, man. So I was really, really happy to be a part of something that I thought was going to be meaningful, something that was going to be impactful and long standing. And I mean, even after the ribbon cutting, like I would come in there and throw events. I would come and support the events that he was throwing in there. Yeah, man, I had nothing but love, what I'm saying, for him and what he was doing, man. So big shout out to him.
So seeing that, I knew of Marcus like back in the day, because we used to have he used to go down to the city council and fight for us with the sound ordinances, because they used to tow our cars, because we had loudspeakers and whatnot. So I remember him. That's when I kind of like first became familiar with him. Like, okay, this is Marcus.
Yeah,
I think Marcus is a good guy. You know what I'm saying? I see that. I take that both of you dudes are two alpha males, right?
Okay.
Both of you two headstrong males. And I seen there was a situation that had transpired with two young men, and you and Marcus was the mediators.
Yeah.
And got these two young men to sit down, talk out their differences, and shake hands, right?
Yeah.
With that being said, and there's fuel on your end. As you said, there's no fuel on your end, and there's possibly fuel on Marcus' end. Has anybody set you guys down to say, okay, let's iron this thing out? Or if not, are you willing to do so?
Yeah, well, let me just say, this is not the first issue, that he's given me blame on, right? There's been a few issues, and we've sat down, a time and two before, and kind of like iron things out. What's different this time is that I'm still willing to sit down and iron things out, even like once it immediately happened. We have some mutual contacts, and I let them know, like, hey, I'm willing to sit down with them, because, what he's saying is just an absolute lie. There ain't, what Big Mama used to say, like, you a lie and the truth ain't in you, right? That was a lie, and the truth wasn't in him. Like, I don't know what would drive him to lie to that extent, to say that I did an action or actions that resulted in him losing the community space, telling people that I'm the reason why the community doesn't have a space. Why is that? Is it hate? Possibly. Is it envy and jealousy? Possibly. I don't know what it is. Okay, but all I know is that this brother, who I ain't got nothing but love for, don't know super well, but well enough to help him, to work with him on things. But I don't know what his deal is, but I ain't got nothing but love for him, and I wish him nothing but the best. And but as far as sit down and talking, like I reached out to some mutual contacts, let them know, like listen, I don't know what he talking about. I didn't do that. And I tell him that to his face. All right. But if he did think I did that, he has my number. The brother got my number. He could text me. He can call me. And he never did any of that. Right. He never wanted to talk to me about it. And then a contact came back to me and was like, yeah, he don't want to do that. But he said, if you go to if you meet him in the boxing ring, then he'll talk. Hey, man. listen.
They love that ring.
Listen, man. Listen, but man, I'm 42 years old.
Yeah.
You understand me? Listen, boxing. Listen, they make weight classes for a reason. Me and him is not in the same weight class.
Yeah.
You know, boxing. You don't. You play a lot of sports, but you don't play with no boxing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm 42 years old. I got responsibilities. I'm not about to get in no ring with nobody. You know what I'm saying? Now I defend myself. That's different. But like willingly jumping into a boxing ring, come on, man. I'm straight.
Now I can vouch for you and co-sign for you for being a man of your word.
Yeah.
It's been a couple instances where, you know, a friend of mine, you know, I reached out to say, man, I got a guy, and you looked out for him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even with things in the community, somebody needs something, they come to you, man. You there, you're helping out. So I can give you that much credit.
I appreciate it.
I've seen that with my own two eyes.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted to have that conversation with you, and like, hey man, I hope that ain't so, because I just couldn't see that being in your character.
No, I appreciate you even asking me that, man. And like I said, like I haven't said anything about it. I'm not out here in the streets bashing this man or anything like that. Somebody asked me about it. Like all I'm gonna do is tell the truth.
Gotcha.
But I don't need to step on him in order to big myself up. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I'm great on my own. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I got, you know, as long as I got God, I got my family, like I'm good, man. Like I don't need so I don't have no hate, no animosity towards this man. The only problem I got with this man is that he got a problem with me and don't want to talk about it. You know, so Marcus, if you're listening, like the door is always open. I'm sure you got my number. You know, text me, give me a phone call, what have you. Send me an email. We can always sit down and talk about it. But if he doesn't want to talk about it, if you don't want to talk about it, I'm fine with that too. You know what I'm saying? I don't wake up in the morning thinking about my problems, or thinking about a problem, or thinking about people that don't really care for me. Like I'm gonna waste my energy on that. So I don't walk around thinking about Marcus, you know. But if the brother, you know, has a stripe, he has a beef, you know, he thinks, like, talk to me about it. Or if you don't want to talk to me about it, like, show the evidence. Don't just be saying wild things like that. And then people taking a run with it and thinking that it's real and it's gospel. But I guarantee you, he'd never be able to provide a piece of evidence, because it's never happened. This didn't happen the way that he said it's happened. I had nothing to do with it, man. And so, you know, so I'm sorry that he lost, you know, his gym. You know, I'm sorry that the community lost that space, but Corey Dixon didn't have anything to do with it.
You know, I had a situation with a guy, and he got mad at me over Marcus. He might still feel some kind of way about me, about Marcus, and I had no clue. And I end up seeing him. I say, hey man, I tell you what, bro. Like, if I ever offended you, I apologize, because I don't know why you're upset at me. Because you know, I don't know. So I understand exactly where you're coming from. And when I sit and I think about these type of situations, man, did you see that Bob Marley movie One Love?
I saw most of it.
Okay, at the end of the movie, the guy that shot him somehow ended back into his house. And Bob Marley looked at him, and my man asked Bob Marley for his forgiveness. And Bob Marley said to him, like, it's not me forgiving you, brother. You got to redeem yourself. And I found that to be so impactful, so powerful, that in this world that we live in, you already redeemed yourself. You already relinquished that, whatever it is. So that burden is not on you anymore. That burden wasn't on me. So when I come into the presence of that other individual, they feel some kind of way. Not me. Because that's been released.
Oh, that's a good word right there.
Seriously.
No, seriously, that's good. And that's a part, you know, and for me, like, that's a part of prayer. That's a part of grace and forgiveness. You know, like when he said it, I was like, damn, like that's some crazy stuff to really say about somebody, right? You know, but after I wasn't mad anymore about it, and I was just sitting with myself, I was just like, God, I forgive him. He don't need to, you know, I don't need to tell him that. I'm telling them now, I guess, but back then I had to let it go because it would sit on your spirit and things will happen to you. And you'll be walking around the world with stuff that other people put on you that you had nothing to do with, right? So why in the hell am I going to be walking around like I did something wrong? Mm-hmm. I ain't doing anything wrong. I'm still showing up. I'm still going places. I still see everybody. And honestly, like, don't nobody ever even come to me and be like, man, that's jacked up what you did to Marcus Space. Mm-hmm. Don't nobody say that to me.
That's good. You know, that's what I was like. That's what I told you. Like, man, I don't want that to happen for you. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. And just like how we were talking about Deion Sanders and the coach aspect and the man aspect. Yeah. You know, like, I mean, I agree or like him in the coach room, but as a man, you're a powerful dude. And as I said, for you, you're a powerful dude. You affect lives. And I don't want nothing to ever hinder you and to affect your NIL. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Because your NIL is going to live for years. Yeah. This situation will blow over. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that was most important to me and say, hey, man, got to fix it. Yeah. And you said, how do I do it? And I knew it kind of like bothered you because you called me. You called me like a couple of days later and was like, let's talk. Yeah. I wanted to hear what you had to say. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, so like, I don't come from a bad place, but even if it was him, I'm gonna say, hey, man, listen, bro, you're a powerful dude. Mm-hmm. People look up to you. People are watching. Yeah. People are watching me and Vanessa. People are watching you. Yeah. People come and they see us. You and I, we work in the eyes of the public. Right. Folks watching all the time. They looking for a mess up. Right. They come and throw it back at us. Right. And you know what I'm saying? And you being a politician, they can say, nah, man, this guy, like you said, a soundbite, right? Yeah. What he said for the Jay-Z, man? That gets the people going. Yeah. Gets the people going. Yeah. Madness gets the people going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I appreciate you, you know what I'm saying, hey, you know what? That's not on me no more. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Because you know, I'm a firm believer. I'm a very spiritual person, and in the Bible, when he talked about the Lord prepares a table in the presence of thy enemy, so where you at? Yeah, let's bring it to the table. Yeah, I'm not afraid. Yeah, if I've done wrong, and if you say I've done something to you, let's sit down, let's talk about it. And if somebody told you that I've done something and they have no physical, they have no proof, bring that person too. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Listen, if that's what you would have to do in this situation. Like, if you say I did that thing, you can't just go off of what you think happened. Absolutely. Where's the proof? You know, where's the message, or where's the money transfer, or where's the email? Like, to be able to concoct something so crazy as that. Now, I got a full-time job managing 2 different teams from 2 different offices. You know, I got city council, which is another full-time job. I got my board and commissions. I have my own initiatives. I got a whole wife and 3 kids, a house, a dog, financial responsibilities. There ain't no way in hell I'm sitting around trying to concoct something to take out somebody. Come on, man. Too much going on. I got too much going on. It ain't even worth it. You know what I'm saying? First of all, that's not even who I am. That ain't my energy. And people that's know me my whole life, even when I was running around in the streets, like you'll never be able to find a story about Corey doing somebody wrong, stealing from somebody, taking something. I was a villain in a couple stories. Listen, man. Even when I was running around, I was an honorable dude. No doubt about it. And I would never do nobody like that, man. No doubt about it. Even if you were a real enemy of mine, man, I'm gonna let you live, man. I'm gonna keep it moving, man. Marcus is a good guy too, man. Mark. I can't sit up here and say that he's not a good guy. He's a good guy too, and I want to see both you guys, man, rise to the top because both you guys wear crowns, bro. Listen, man, and isn't that the thing, man? Listen, first of all, I don't aspire to be the black dude with the crown. I don't. Okay, but it's kind of like, you know, when T.I. was calling himself king, or what's the guy down in Houston, Lil Flip, you know, and they got into like this king battle. You remember that in the late 2000s or whatever?
And it was Pimp C that came through and was like, hey man, y'all need to cut that out because we all kings. We all kings, you know? So that's the thing what it is for me. It's like there's enough out here for everybody. I'm not number one, you got a beautiful house, bro.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
All right. Beautiful house. I'm not mad about you having that beautiful house. You got a beautiful house. And for me, it'll say, man, I want to get me a beautiful house too. That's how I am, right? Somebody got something nice. Oh man, that's a nice whip. Man, that's nice. Where you get that from? Yeah. Man, I want to get me something like that. Maybe not that color. Maybe not that type of upholstery, but I want me something like that. That's nice, man. How'd you go? Like, give me some knowledge. Like, give me the game on how you went by, getting that. Like, and then when you get it, like, I'm happy. Like, all my boys got something. They business owners, they C-suite executives, they just, family guys. They got everything that they can ever really want. And I'm happy for all of them. Even if I don't know you and you got stuff, like, I'm happy for you. If you got something that I aspire for and I want, can I take you out for coffee? You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I noticed that you went to this real estate and you doing this, man. You mind telling me like how you got started? Like, what did you do? What was your steps? Like, like put me up on game. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's like, I'm never coming from a position of hate or jealousy or anything like that. And I'm not saying that he is. I'm just saying like that's not who I am.
It's not who you.
That's not who I am.
Absolutely.
And so there's definitely room out here for Marcus to flourish. He has flourished, right? He has accomplished some things, right? And even I got upset. We went back and forth at a city council meeting one time, and I said, "You didn't accomplish anything. You didn't do anything." Well, my temper got the best of me, but I apologize at the end of the day for that. But honestly, I got nothing but love for him, man, and I wish the brother well. And I'm always here to have a conversation, to talk about things. Maybe he was lied to. Maybe somebody else led him astray and gave him some bad information. I don't really know what the situation was, but all I know is that my name Bennett and I ain't in it. I ain't have nothing to do with it, man. So.
Well, guess we cleared the air on that. So, going forward, man, just take care of what you need to take care of. You're alpha, man.
I am.
Literally, two ways.
Yeah. Yeah. a little bit. Listen, man, but I'm a good soldier.
Absolutely.
I'm a good soldier, man. I don't have to be the leader. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I got a competent leader, then I'll fall in line and I'll take care of what needs to be done, right?
Yeah.
The reason why I ran for mayor is because we don't have a competent mayor. He makes bad decisions all the time. He has no vision. His policy does not reflect us or the communities that we really here to serve. He allow others to lead him when he should be the leader and make the decisions. So that causes problems on the council when we're trying to get things done. So I can be a good soldier as long as we have a good leader. But if you're not a good leader and I'm a part of what's going on and I think I can add some value, then I'm going to do everything I can to add that value. But I don't need to step on nobody. I don't need to snake anyone. Absolutely. I don't need to do any of that. I'm just going to be me.
Absolutely. Well, they say heavy is the head that wears the crown.
That's what they keep on trying to put this crown on my head.
No, I'm not.
Tell you, listen, like, I'm a firm
believer, man. Sometimes people do use that word king and queen. They use it a little loosely sometimes because everybody's not a king and everybody's not a queen.
Yeah.
Because in order to be a king, you have to be able to take the burden. Like I said, heavy is the head that wears the crown. That king is the leader. That king is making sure stuff gets done. You understand? That king is making sure his people is in order. That king is making sure that nobody is in need of anything. That king is making sure everything is safe. Everybody that is being called a king and everybody is calling themselves a king is not fulfilling that responsibility.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you can't call yourself a king in that sense if you're not taking on that burden of being a king. Right. That's just my opinion of it.
When you're a king, you got to do king things.
You got to do king things.
You can't be a king and act like a thug. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
if you're gonna be a king and do what you're supposed to be doing, and taking care of your business and taking care of your people, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a black or white thing. That's just like whoever's with you, right? Like take care of them. But be that and not have your foot in another pile trying to be something else. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I just wear the shoes of Corey Dixon.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to be nobody else. I don't want to be like anybody else. Like, I love me so much, and that it's overflowing, and that's why I feel like I just have so much love to give other people. That's why I feel like I just have so much grace to give other people. Like, somebody do something to me, like right away, I'm like, I forgive you. I may be mad, but I let that stuff go, man. Life is just so short. Life is so short, man. Life is so short. I look at my little girls. I got 3 girls, one in college, 19 years old, in college at U of I down in Champaign-Urbana. I have a 4th grader, and I got a 1st grader. All girls, like I said.
Oh, that mercy.
Yeah. And when I listen, and when I go home, whatever's happening outside this world, in this world, when I go home and I walk in, they don't care nothing about that. My wife don't care nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? I come home, my kids is yelling, daddy, they running towards me. I'm giving them a hug. The dog running up, you know what I'm saying, wagging his tail. The wife giving me a hug and kiss. Listen, it don't matter what's happening outside them front doors, right? When I get home, that's my reprieve. Yeah. And I'm charging up to go back out into this world. And this world is crazy, man. There's a lot of stuff going on, happening all the time.
Absolutely.
And you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, life is so short, man. I want to get along with everybody. It ain't gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? Because I am in politics, and I don't really even consider myself a politician. I'm a community servant. Gotcha. I let that politics stuff slide today, but usually I be checking folks. I be like, I'm not a politician, man. I was never going into politics. Like, I stumbled on it.
You're very knowledgeable about
politics. I am, because listen, either you know politics, or politics is gonna deal with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen, you can say, "Oh, I'm not gonna vote. My vote don't count," and all that. All right, cool, don't, right? But everything that you do is affected by politics.
And you go sitting there complaining about it.
And you sitting there complaining about it.
Don't even know why it's happening.
And you got people sitting in these seats and these offices that don't care nothing about you.
Nothing.
But if you got up and got involved and voted and did other things too, and rallied people to do things, like, you could make a difference.
Yeah.
But the system, our history, those things combined really have black people thinking that their vote doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And that is one of the greatest tricks that they've played on us. They think our vote, first of all, they don't want us voting.
Exactly.
Okay. They don't want a lot of people voting, right? And if they didn't want you, they're creating all these laws and creating all these things, these hurdles for you to have to jump over in order for your vote to count. Why do you think they're doing that? If your vote didn't matter, why would they be putting all these laws and policies into place to stop people from voting? Yeah. Because they know how powerful your vote is. So that's why they're trying to stop you. So you're shooting yourself. Because you're just like, well, I'm just not even going to try. All right. We can't be friends.
I just think it's, exactly. And it's, I haven't seen some homies, man, that we grew up with, man, with some stuff, man, that, I'm not rocking with Kamala. And it's just like
Kamala.
Come on. Man, you listen, man. Hey,
We're gonna put a name right today.
Hey, we'll switch up some names in the heartbeat.
I know you mean nothing by it. I'm messing with you, but yeah, but folks was getting the name wrong.
Yeah, Carmela. Yeah.
Carmela.
Yeah. Folks will say what they want to say, and I'm looking like, man, fool, do you know where you came from?
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a damn about red. I don't give a damn about blue. All I want is for us to be cool at the end of the day.
Right.
We need us to be cool at the end of the day. Just because you're a Democrat don't mean that you're stupid. Just because you're a Republican doesn't mean that you're smart. And these folks in their mind, they believe that. That, since I'm a Republican, I'm wealthy, I'm middle class, I'm better than you. And you think they don't got rich Democrats?
Yeah.
You think they don't got poor Republicans? Last time I checked, a lot of these red states is bad off.
Oh, some of the
you understand some of the worst?
Some of the poorest, yeah.
Some of the poorest states.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think these folks even think of it like that. They just, I'm a Republican, I'm better. Man, listen, bro.
Yeah.
Go to West Virginia.
Yeah.
That's the hill have eyes.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Go to Timbuktu, Alabama. You know what I'm saying? You got incest like a mofo.
Yeah.
All this crazy stuff and poverty.
Yeah.
Poverty is beyond what these folks can even think of in these red states. But because you vote Republican, you're better than the next person. Like, are you serious?
Yeah. Listen, man. It's this election. This is some of the craziest things I've ever seen around an election, especially a presidential election.
No, for real.
Like, you do have a lot of people who I never knew. Like, I'm Republican. I'm like, what? Or I may even hear some people that was never involved in politics, but like, I'm a Democrat. Like, what? I didn't know, right? But listen, man, I'm gonna tell you, like, I'm a Democrat. I'm a lifelong Democrat. I ain't even gonna say like we perfect, because we not, right? And to be honest with you, like all people who say they're a Democrat, they ain't really a Democrat. Like, they may be acting like a Democrat, but they don't behave and vote like a Democrat. Support other Democratic candidates and things of that nature.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Republicans, listen, man, I don't even know what a Republican is at this point. Because you got these MAGA folks, you know what I'm saying? They're not really Republicans. You know what I'm saying? I don't see them really as Republicans. It's more of a cult kind of a situation, I feel like, where they're following their leader. And so I think the Republican Party is actually going to be in real big trouble after this election if he doesn't win. And I would say that if he doesn't win, there probably won't be another Republican president for a very, very long time. I mean, like over 20 years.
Really?
Yeah. That's because the Republican Party to me is just like they've sold out. They've sold their soul to the MAGA folks. And so when that's happening, if he doesn't lose, that means they're going to have to regroup. And they're going to end up kicking like that whole faction out of their party. And they're going to have to redefine themselves. And that's going to take some time to do, So that's what I predict, man. But, like me, man, like for me, city council is, I don't have to declare a party in order to run city council, right? I don't know if y'all know that. We don't declare either party. So we have both groups that support us. So you can be, Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter. Independent, doesn't matter. You can vote for city council, school board, whatever. You don't have to pick a party when it comes to those things, Yes. But those larger elections, federal elections, state elections, yeah, you do have to pick. But you know what I'm saying? It's I'm not blind blue, meaning that I don't question some of the things of the party, some positions, some people, or anything like that. I'm individualistic in that regard. I'm gonna think for myself. I'm gonna do what I believe is best, given the vote that's before me. So I just take it as it comes. Yeah.
My last question for you.
Yeah.
Come April, why should people vote for Corey Dixon to be back on city council?
That's a great question, man. Why should people vote for me? Well, number one, I think the work stands for itself. When it came time for somebody to stand up for DeCynthia Clements, during my first time, I was the one that stood up.
Mm-hmm.
When it came time to put the policing in check, it was me who got the support of the city council and came up with the task force so they can work on policing. Through that, what also came was the police review board that's getting ready to be implemented in the city right now. I've also supported our seniors. I supported our kids with the youth programs. I vote on things and I take stands that aren't always popular. But I always try to make sure I do the right thing. And I always try to make sure that I represent in the most honest way possible and that I take care of people first and foremost. I don't have a big head. I don't walk around like, with this crown that you keep on trying to put on my head.
You gonna get it for you?
No, man. No.
I got it sitting right over there, man.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I just, I feel like, I'm a problem solver. And you give me an issue, give me a problem, and I'm gonna find a solution. And I'm not just good on finding the solution. I know how to execute from A to Z. So if you want to get some stuff done, you want to see some things happen. You want to have somebody there that's not afraid to buck up against the general consensus and be like, hold on, this ain't right. Like, I'm your guy. You know what I'm saying? And I don't forget where I came from. I'm from Elgin, and this is why I choose to raise my family. I can be anywhere else, but I choose to be here to give back to the community that made me, that made us.
Absolutely.
That's why people. So April, come out, make sure you vote. City council. There's going to be a few good people up. Deanna Alfaro is one of those people for sure that's going to be up. So make sure y'all come out and vote for her too. For sure. And that's Alfaro, the Elgin Alfaros that you see, that what we used to have.
That's the daughter?
Their family.
That's the family?
That's family.
I used to work at the store with the brother Chip.
Okay.
Chip, you know who Chip is?
I do know Chip. Yeah. That's dope. So yeah, man. So y'all make sure y'all come out and vote. Make sure y'all come out and vote for this general election too. Vote for Kamala. All right. Let's just go ahead and get rid of this idiot in Trump. I'm gonna tell her what it is.
Yeah, real.
And I know it's a lot of brothers out there. I've heard a lot of brothers out there be like, that's who I'm voting for. Right. And listen, you gotta vote your interest. And I promise you, that dude does not have your best interest at heart.
For real.
So
you know what that dude said, man? He said, I resonate well with black men. Felon.
Yeah.
Man, listen.
Yeah.
And y'all still rocking with this guy, man. Like,
listen, demonizing.
I don't know why I'm shocked.
Listen, demonizing black folks, which is they eating dogs and cats. Talking about the Haitian immigrants. Come on, man. And then coming back and saying, well, yeah, it wasn't true, but we just said it because we wanted to get y'all attention. This is what they literally
his
said.
His own running partner said that wasn't true.
Yeah.
And the folks
still started it.
And the folks still believed it.
People are still believing it. See,
well, if you can believe that, and the dude is telling you that he lied, and you still believe the lie after they told you that it was a lie, man, your level of function is below low. Man.
You gotta be crazy. He lies all the time. Every chance he gets, he lies.
No, for real.
And he don't care because he like, they gonna vote for me and love me anyways, and sometimes they gonna love and vote for me more the crazier things I say.
Well, I got bad news for them, bro. And y'all hearing this? What's today's date? 10/10/24. Kamala Harris is gonna be the United States' first black woman president. Yeah, I didn't say African American, so that's what people get mixed up all the time.
Oh man, you're gonna get us into an FBA conversation.
Hey, no, because people think that all black people are African American. Like, nah, bro. There's tons of ethnicities of black people.
Listen, man. I save those conversations when it's just us.
Yeah,
I ain't trying to give nobody else the fuel to further separate us.
No, I'm not.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, she's not, because her dad is Jamaican. Her mom is.
Why are we doing this?
Anyway, I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah, her dad is of Jamaican descent. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
My girl is black, but she's not African American.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying, bro?
Well, listen. Here's the thing. We all African. We just got off the boat at different places.
But she's not American.
She ain't right. She may not be American, but she's still African. She's of African descent.
Yeah, but she's Afro-Latino.
She got off the boat earlier.
I'm just saying, Camilla is not African American. Well, she is and she's not.
She is African.
She's black. That's the bottom line. People say,
wait. She's an American.
She is an American.
She is of African.
She identifies as. You know what I ask people, man?
What?
I say, okay. If a South African, a white South African, came to the United States and gained citizenship, what are they now?
And then African American. That's true. Hold on, man. Did you get that off of social media?
No, I did.
Swear to God, I think I just.
No, I didn't, bro. Because people don't use the 2 cents, man. They be like, nah, a white person can't be African American. Yeah, they can if they're from Africa and get citizenship in America.
That's very true, right? But we have to separate ethnicity, someone's ethnicity in this conversation
100%.
to their national origin or whatever, right? So ethnically, like we are black. We are of African descent. Like, people just got off the boat, the slave ship from Africa at different locations, right? But we are all from the same motherland. Now, you may not have American citizenship. Like, all right, cool, but to me, you still black. Now, if I was having this conversation with Dr. Umar, what's the other dude? Dr. Umar and
I just know Umar.
Yeah,
it's another guy, man. I can't think of his name. But it doesn't matter. But if I was having a conversation with somebody else, then we start talking about some foundational Black Americans versus these other African Americans, and like really all of that is for us to have those conversations in house and not give people outside of the house more ammo to try to divide and conquer us.
I just like
at the end of the day, like saying like. I love y'all. I love us. I want everybody to prosper. I want everybody to do well and to do what they want to do in
life.
It. And that's it. And these other conversations that we have, like, it's fun.
It's fun,
the time,
man. But we got some people burning up, boy. Some people burning up right now. Boy, you understand? Like, that better not be. She better not.
Who getting upset like that?
Who getting upset? Man, do I got to point out the obvious? Who getting upset like that?
I want you to point it out. This your show.
Just go on Facebook, man. All you gotta do is go on Facebook, man, and just say, yeah, I stand with Kamala Harris, and they're gonna be like, you're stupid.
If you do that with Trump, they say the same thing.
No, they say that they don't say that. Some of the folks, I just realized, man, this is my show.
When you say you voted for her, they do jump on your back like you stupid, and then when you say him, it's like either quiet or they be like, yeah, for sure, he gonna give us money.
No, he's not.
That's what they.
That money is why everything is expensive right now.
No,
you can't give away money like that and it not have an effect on the economy. That's why we have these
back.
Huh?
They want it back.
Yeah, that's why we have inflation. That's a part of why we have inflation. So he wrote those checks and put his name on it, and people think that he gets back elected, he gonna write you another check. Listen, you understand that was 100-year pandemic.
Yeah.
That we are not getting another one of those.
15. They want $1,500, man.
Come on, man. Bro, how broke you gotta be to be like,
go sell some plasma or something, man. If you
how desperate you gotta be, man.
For real, you waiting on it?
But yeah. You got anything?
Just one question. For both of you guys, what's the most useful skill that you guys have learned in your childhood that you use today, or not even childhood, just that you use, or that you've learned?
Using my hands. Yeah, I can cut hair. I learned how to DJ. They both make me money.
That's good. That's a good answer.
And it's something that I like. It's a craft. My pops always told me. He said, "Jim, as long as you know how to work with your hands, you'll never be broke." You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
So I can be like, "Hey, I got $10 haircuts. Worst case scenario," and folks be like, "All right, cool." But hey, man, you want your party DJ? Give me $50.
Right.
I'm finna tell you $50. You ain't finna get over on me.
Right.
But I spin a record. You know what I'm saying? I'll play YouTube.
Right.
But I spin a record. You feel me? So yeah, that's and just hustling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he used to wake me up 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. This is not my biological father. This is my dad. This is my hero without a cape. You know what I'm saying? And I never really understood as a shorty what he was doing, but he was molding me to get up in the mornings and be productive. And then I'll be productive with him working on cars, and I come home with him. It'd be about 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. He'd be like, "Here, you go the keys to the car." I'd be like, "You want me to move the car?" I'd be like, "Nah, go hang out with your friends." And I didn't have license, but he taught me the level of responsibility as a young man. You know what I'm saying? You be responsible and do what you need to do, and you'll be rewarded. And I was like, all right, cool. And then, just like I said, I didn't get too much into the mechanical thing. I didn't have the patience. And he always used to make fun of me. He said, "Man, why your hand shaking? You dropping the wrenches all the time." I don't know. I just drop them, But that's my hero without a cape. And he just told me to use my hands.
I like that. That.
Yeah.
What about you, Corey?
I got a similar answer in that my biological father was murdered when I was just a baby, 1 year, 2 years old, and my mother a few years later would remarry, and that was my stepfather, who was just dad to me, and he really molded me and he took care of me, up until the time that he passed away when I got to high school, but before he passed away, and those last 1 or 2 years before he passed away, we went from Section 8 to having a house because he got injured at work. He sued. He got some money. Instead of blowing the money, he went and bought us a house. So we went literally from Section 8 housing to a house, right? And so he showed me how to take care of a house, how to take care of something that's yours. And so he was showing me all these things around the house and what to do. He was showing me how to budget a checkbook. Well, back then it was a checkbook. You don't really do that now.
Right.
He would teach me just these basic life things when it came to taking care of your house, taking care of your family. And I'm so grateful that I had that in him, even though he passed away when I was 15. But that has impacted me and has kept me my entire life, because now my oldest daughter, who is just my daughter, right, but not my biological, I've just raised her my entire life. So he taught me how to be a great stepfather.
Gotcha.
And so when I came in, when I met my wife, and there's this beautiful child, I wasn't intimidated. I wasn't scared by it. I was just like, oh, this is why I went through this. This is why I had that experience with him. And then now we got a house, and I was like, this broke. Well, I know how to fix that. You know what I'm saying? Or this is going on. This is what we do. He just taught me how to maneuver in life, man. So it's not any one skill. It was really like a collage of things that he showed me. And I didn't know that about you. I didn't know that you had, wasn't your biological father that really was with you like that. This is the first time that I'm hearing it. But I just want to say, there are a lot of men in this world who take on that responsibility, who were raised by a guy who wasn't their biological father, but they were still that dad figure, you know. And so we got a lot of good brothers out there, and I just want to say, like, while I have you on this platform, like, there's a lot of great Black men out in this world.
Yeah, definitely.
And I hear so much slander about us that's just not true. There's fathers, there are husbands out here who are married with their kids and taking care of their family. That social media, like, you know, image about, you know, how Black men are just like not being fathers, not being present, not being married, not being committed to things, like, that ain't really true. That's not the world I come from.
Right.
I've always seen Black men with their wives taking care of their families my entire life. There's some, you know, some that run astray, yeah, but that's in every culture.
Yeah.
So
Every culture.
Yeah.
Every.
Seriously.
for sure, man. Well, I appreciate it, man.
Yes, what's going on this weekend?
Great, man.
What's going on this weekend? There's not much.
Everybody go top red 5.
Football. Football again.
Yeah.
We got the last game of the season. Pretty much everybody. It's like the last week. This week, next week is last week of the regular season. Then we get the playoffs, baby. So come on, support.
Who's playing?
We play for Hoffman Redhawks.
Oh, okay.
But the Elgin Steelers, they got the last 2 weeks of the regular season. They Bellevue, I believe, is going to playoffs. The Tide got a lot of teams going to playoffs. So shout out to everybody. Let's turn up. Everybody show love to them. Show up. Go to the games, scream these kids' names, let them know y'all out there.
And I'll be at Drake Field on Saturday morning. My daughters cheer for the Steelers.
Okay.
So I'll be out there on Saturday morning with them hanging out.
Shout out to Steelers.
Yeah, shout out to the Steelers, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. Until next time, man, we out.
Peace out.